Hello artist, this is Miss Folan here, and today we're going to get to create a hot air balloon focusing on the element of art, form. Now the supplies you'll need include a background piece of paper, so maybe like a blue construction paper or any other color. And then to create the hot air balloon, I took several different pieces of construction paper and I cut it up into pretty thin strips. You can use any different colors you would like. And then I also have crayons and markers depending on what you would like to use to color the hot air balloon basket and clouds, and if you'd like to create a cute little animal or person inside. And then you'll either need wet glue like I used with the Elmer's glue, or you could always use a glue stick. And then I also used this tape, not because I needed the tape itself, but because I used it to trace to create a round circle for the hot air balloon. All right, let's begin. The element of art that we're focusing on in this lesson is form. A lot of people tend to think that shape and form is the same thing, but it's actually a little different. When we're talking about shapes, we're talking about flat images. They're two-dimensional. They just have height and width. But whenever we're talking about form, we've taken those shapes and created depth, so they're three-dimensional. They have height, width, and depth, so all different sides. Now, you might think of your typical shapes that have depth to create forms, but there's also organic forms, so things that you might see in nature. So in our lesson, when we're creating our hot air balloon, we're going to create form with the hot air balloon itself by making the paper curve so it pops out, creating depth. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to find a round object that you can trace for a hot air balloon. And I placed that in the middle but a little bit up top, so I have plenty of room to create my basket below. You can use a pencil if you'd like. I'm going to trace with a Sharpie so that you can see it pretty well. Now that I have my circle, I'm going to draw two lines for the basket, but I don't want it to touch my circle. I'm going to give a little bit of space. And do you see how I made it about as wide as my circle is? And then I'm going to connect the top two with a little bit of a curve. I'm going to connect the bottom two lines with a little bit of a curve. Now, within my basket, I'm going to start drawing a few diagonal lines. This helps create a more realistic basket look. If you'd like yours to look a little different, that's great as well. And now I'm going to go the other direction to create my diagonal lines. Now I need to make sure that my hot air balloon is connected to my basket. So I'm going to create 3 lines on one side and 3 lines on the other side. Now I'm going to draw a cat inside my basket. This cat's going on a hot air balloon trip. You don't have to draw a cat. Maybe you love dogs, or you want to draw yourself, or another favorite animal. Now the next thing I'm going to do is create some clouds in the background so that we can tell that we're up in the sky. Now I started using white, but my paper it's a little bit difficult to see. So if you'd rather go over it and create blue clouds, that's fine too. Normally I like to do white, but if I really want to see it, then I'll do a blue cloud instead, and that is up to you. I'm going to color in my blue cloud, and then after that I'm going to create a few more all over the background, some above, maybe a few below, and maybe you have a different way that you like creating your clouds. That's great as well. Now since I already have my art piece traced with Sharpie, I'm ready to go in and color with crayons, or you could use markers. So I'm going to take a brown crayon and I'm going to color the basket, and then I'm going to go ahead and color the cat as well. Once I color those 2 items, then I'm ready to start the balloon. Now I'm ready to glue down the strips of paper for my balloon. I'm going to use wet glue because I thought that worked a little bit better than a glue stick. And then I have all different colors of strips of paper. I kind of found that the thinner they are, it works a little bit better. Now I'm going to fold each end of the first paper because I'm going to glue it down on the fold on one side, and then I'm going to fold the other side to glue down as well. And at first I'm going to fold the ends by quite a bit so that there's going to be plenty of room for the other strips of paper to go over the first few later on. So I'm going to put glue on each end where I'd like this to be, and I'll glue down one end where I folded it, and I'll glue down the other end where the fold is. And I'll just hold it down for a little bit to make sure that it stays. Then I'm ready to pick another color, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a little bit of fold on one end and a little bit of fold on the other end. And I'll glue this down. I'm going to follow this practice over and over again. I'm going to find different areas that I want to fill in and just keep overlapping different papers until my hot air balloon is filled up. Now, the more you add, you might notice that you need to make your fold a little bit smaller so that you have plenty of construction paper to reach all the way over what you've already put down. And you might need to hold down each end a little bit longer to make sure that they really stay in place. Okay, it's time for a riddle. Why can't you give Elsa a balloon? Because she'll let it go. Great job! You've now created a hot air balloon with form. I hope you had fun making this, and I'm excited to do another lesson with you soon.